All right, let's do a brief audio and a visual check. How are you, Jay? You can see. Welcome to Slow Markets, Jay. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just realized that I made a mistake and didn't send you my image with the green background, but I'm doing good. So let me switch that over real quick. Hey, there we
And
go. Get rid of that black background. That looks a lot better.
there we go.
Doing good, man. Doing good. How are you?
Good. We were talking before we came on air about the choppy market conditions, about placing trades and what that looks like. And yeah, tell me about your day while I get a few things set up on the background. You said you only placed one trade, how you're viewing these markets. We have your charts open. So yeah, hit us with it.
So for me, it was a short in the NASDAQ, just expecting range-bound markets. Up near these 870s. There was a ton of volume that traded on Friday, right before that sell-off. So when we got up there, looking to take a short, I think you said it as well, just not holding onto the trade long enough where it was a good trade location and the risk made sense. But just on a day like today with the choppy price action that we had, it would have taken about 2.5 hours to hold onto that trade to really see any price action. And I just wasn't with it today. So I think I made $130 or $113 or something like that in XFA, and went to the gym, went outside and said, you know what, there will be better trading days later on this week. And I just want to make sure I'm prepared for those.
Yeah, nope, I'm the same thing. I was talking about overtrading. I sized down today, trading small micros. I had some great shorts today, but let's dive into it, and I'll go over it, chat. I was on for fast markets. I will be on for fast markets tomorrow morning for a little bit, and then again, slow markets. I have been enjoying trading, like dramatically better results of the past few months than the beginning of the year. But let's get this started. If you've tuned in before, you know the drill. Doing hashtag slow markets as always. In the YouTube chat, there's our Topstep risk disclosure. Everything that we say and go over is for educational purposes only. It's not a signals class. It's not financial advice. It's for education. Every single time we go on air, whether it's in Discord, on social media, it's just, it always bugs me whenever I hear someone, I took your trade and I lost money, or it makes me feel bad a little bit, but it's, kind of not, because we repeat this all the time. It's not financial advice. It's not signals class. It should be used as just being able to help you, develop your own strategy, build your own strategy, your confidence, learn how to trade. Whether you're brand new, this is your first time tuning in, or you've been here for years and you're a seasoned veteran. I just want to see traders do well. And what would happen if we decide to just disappear and then you don't have somebody to follow, right? So always think for yourself. We're clicking our own buttons, buying and selling our own markets. Let's make sure we understand that. And then getting back to that hashtag slow markets, I'll put it in the YouTube chat right now, and then I'll put it in again. So there's my Twitter. There's my Twitter, X. Tag me in it. If you have a great trade or a setup, go ahead and just tag me in that. Do hashtag slow markets, or just tag me. Either or is fine. Preferably tagging me, because then I could see it a lot quicker. And then there's Insta. I've been more active on Insta. How has it been for you, Jay? How's been the influencing or the social media on your end?
Twitter is always good. I posted some videos on Instagram. I need to get more active. This week has been kind of busy, with life in general. But I think once things settle down, I'll get back to posting more. I do like the engagement on Instagram a little bit more than X or Twitter. I feel like just when you sign into Twitter, it's like signing in for combat. I think that's just like the nature of that app. Is just, all right, I'm going to come with my hottest takes and disagreements, and I'm going to let everybody hear it. But Instagram is a lot more friendly, a lot more community. So yeah, I think I'm going to spend some more time on Instagram.
I'm with you. I'm transitioning to spend a little bit more time on the Insta, as they call it, because every time I look at Twitter, it's just some drama, some negative response, and I'm using the block button so frequently, just like, all right, block. It's been a lot less lately, probably because I blocked so many people just over there, just like what you said, and Instagram has been a lot more positive. A lot more positive. I've really enjoyed it, getting a lot more traction. Over the weekend, I posted a video, go over my statistics. I talked about it this morning in Fast Markets with Andre and Doom and Hoag. Hoag's been a really big influence of just understanding the psychological difference between Jay, the trading in front of everybody on air versus just trading by yourself alone. There's a big difference, and understanding the balance and hey, what am I doing differently, the urge and the urge to overtrade or to always have a trade on.
The trade on, yep.
Yeah, it is greater when you're in front of everybody, so you could talk about something. So entertainment value, traders want to place a trade. You always have someone coming in and say, place a trade, right? Go into those demons. And trying not to do that.
These guys never trade, they just talk all the time.
I know, right? Well, what chat, what do you do when you're not in a trade? Yeah, riddle me that. I'm curious. What does chat do when you are not in a trade? A lot of times is I'll watch Netflix or eat or more often now lately it's been going down some rabbit holes in Twitter and Instagram. Someone says chess and solitaire. Chess is a good one. Chess is a really good one.
I'll go with apes. There you go. Go to work. It's a good one.
Go to work. Yeah. There you go. Facebook. Oh, that's take care of my 6-month-old family, kids, family. Pot limit Omaha 6. Scrolling X. Chocolate chip Pop-Tart break. I know we just goon. Yeah, maybe that's why X can be so toxic. Everyone's sitting there waiting, and they have nothing else to do but to troll everybody else on the Twitter. Workout, gamble. Coach Joe, big respect on the Brook. You mean Coach J? Coach J, your Brooklyn hat.
Go Doyers, right? Let's go Dodgers. Yeah. Shout out to Brooklyn. Go to be careful reading every comment in the
I'll wait. I have that's my bad habit. I'll just sit there and read some comments, and I'm surprised I haven't been got a lot more than I have. So let's dive into it. It's Monday night, Tuesday's price action, first day of a full week in the books, and I'm just going to go through our regular rapid fire here on the daily. Zoom in and let me know if you have something on your end. Coach Jay, I know gold has been continuing to make all-time highs, but let's start with the NASDAQ. It was a light day today.
Over your charts.
Yeah, it was a light day today. There you go. There's my charts. And in the NASDAQ, tomorrow we might also get a light day when it comes in terms of news. There's not much going on. We have an Apple event. Will that bring some volatility? I'm going to lean on the side of not really, unless something dramatic is released that will affect the Apple stock, which in turn affects the NASDAQ. We have the U.S. Tariff Court of Appeal. That's tentative. That's tomorrow night. But I think the big one is going to be Wednesday. We have inflation data. We have core PPI. And then Thursday, we have core CPI. So PPI and CPI, that is what I am going to be watching as a trader. Inflation data. Are we going to have a rate cut of 0.25%? Is there a chance that we reduce rates by 0.5%? Is there will there ever be a chance that we don't even reduce rates higher for longer? So that's what all eyes, in my point of view, is going to be looking at, those two key data points. So tomorrow, kind of a light day. Maybe we see something similar like we did today, where we kind of chop and maybe drift up and to the right. Today, it was, in fact, just that. So let's start on a daily chart. We had a lot of buyers step in overnight, and most of the gains that we seen happened from Sunday night until the New York session open. We came up, we tested Friday's high, not quite got to the high, 23,900. We didn't break it, and then we pulled back off of it. We're kind of in this decision zone where you could see that there was a lot of decisions in this level, on this area. So either direction, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back down to these maybe 700, upper 600 level. and be right where we started the week and where we ended on Friday. That wouldn't surprise me. Another one that wouldn't surprise me is if we end up, maybe we just break out and come up and test 24,000. We're only 200 points away. That wouldn't be too big of a surprise. Or we're somewhere in between. That's probably most likely what I'm going to be playing for, is we're going to be in between, 23,700 and then the all-time highs. Not looking for too big of a move. If we zoom into an hourly chart, it's more of the same, much more of the same. It's kind of been buy the dip. Talking about this last week, expecting this market. Maybe we pull back and find some buying opportunities on a pullback. We got a little bit of a pullback this afternoon. It looks like after I got off fast market, I was shorting up in this. I was shorting up in this level. If you tuned into fast markets, I was looking for shorts up here at these upper 800s, and I was just taking quick scalps. I wasn't looking for this big of a pullback, but we did get a pullback down to these mid 700s, 760s, kind of bouncing, and ever since then we're drifting up and to the right, kind of just drifting up and to the right. Maybe we just hold this pattern and just maybe see some ugly price action going into tomorrow's data or Wednesday's data. That's all I really have for the NASDAQ. There's not too much going on. It's a light day. We're not seeing a lot of price action like we were seeing last night, kind of hanging around these 800 levels. What are you seeing, Coach Jay?
Balance, man. On the daily, seeing balance. I was short in that same area that you were as well, and I think we continue to see balance inside of Friday's range until PPI. Right, we get PPI Wednesday, CPI Thursday. Could the market surprise us and do something different? Maybe, but I'm not expecting much. I'm expecting another inside day tomorrow. Now, there is a range to trade there, right? Today's range, high to low, there was 230 points. It was a little bit more consolidated for the New York session, but what I'm looking at, and Anne-Marie and I talked about this a little bit yesterday during the market kickoff, productivity versus activity. I'm trying to be productive with these trades and not extremely active, especially in a range like we had today, right? If I'm taking 15, 20 trades in a range like this, I'm definitely doing too much. So just staying aware of that. There isn't really much opportunity to scale in and out of trades. I think, it's take one or two and call it a day.
Take one or two. Yeah, that's basically what I've been referring to in my own trading as well. Just one or two trades, and I mean base hits. Maybe if you're getting into multiple contracts, it'll allow you to leave a runner. But other than that, there has not been much of these big moves that we were seeing earlier this year, and it's been better than the summer. Don't get me wrong. Like July, and plus or minus a week or two, we're seeing more volatility. So maybe better base hits than what there used to be, and there's more opportunity for sure as we see this volatility. But yeah, I'm with you. There's a couple trades this morning, and then I just lock myself out, be done for the day. Don't have to force anything. Don't need to sit here and be watching these markets all day long, waiting for setups, especially in the chop. And, we say it all the time. I hear you say it, Hoag say it. If you're looking for trades, you're going to find one. And
yeah, for sure. What I did, just in case anything does happen in the market, I have Topstep X on my phone. I could always place a trade there. And I went to the gym. In between sets, I was listening to Topstep TV just to see if anything else was going on. And every segment that I listened to, everyone was talking about the same prices, same range. So I know for me, the markets aren't really doing too much. I stay tuned into the show, and when something happens, I'll be prepared for it.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I do. I don't have it up watching it, but I'll listen to it. Where you could tell, who's ever on Andre or the team, if there is a dramatic move in price or if something's actually happening in the market, the team will talk about it, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna go back, turn my computer on, look at the charts, maybe see if there's an opportunity. But other than that, it's a lot easier just to not even have the charts up or looking at it. And yeah, it was the same price throughout the day. There's been times where it's like, okay, we're still in the same price, and the team starts talking about something else. So it's nice to have a show like Topstep TV to be able to talk about the markets. I used to listen to something like CNBC, and next thing they know, they'll be just interviewing some random person, and it was less informative of like to what I do from the day trading aspect, where they're listening and talking about individual stocks. And this is more about the overall markets, and it's been a lot more okay. It relates more to what I do as a day trader than anything else. And
For sure.
I've never found anything like it. So it's nice to be a part of this as well, to be honest, that we could analyze these markets here during slow markets. We have traders from around the world tuning in. And if it's morning, afternoon, evening, maybe the middle of the night for you, and this is the time that you trade, you can sit here, listen to us, watch it. Maybe you're not trading. Maybe you just want to get a market perspective. Be prepared for a different session. What happened throughout the day? What's going on for tonight? And does it affect you? I love that. I wish that's something I had when I first started trading. But other than that, nothing going on in the NASDAQ tonight, to be honest. We're kind of just chopping around. Let's move over to gold. Gold has been...
Real quick, before we do that, I want to give a shout out to 2 traders in the chat. I saw Isaiah Macia said it's my birthday today. First payout incoming tonight. That's a great way to celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday, Isaiah.
Okay.
And for Ty in the chat, said passed my last combine that I needed to be fully funded and just made my 5th winning day. My XFA. Great trading to both of you. Great trading. And to everyone out there who's trading well right now.
Yeah, that's 2 big ones. Having a happy birthday. Happy birthday. First payout on your birthday. Gotta love that. And then passing combine to get funded, man, and made the 5th winning day in the XFA.
Stuff.
Good stuff. 100%. Love to hear it. Good catch. Let's take a look at gold now. So gold, I mean, what else is there to be said about gold? We've been talking about this every single day for the past month or so, looking for buy the dip opportunities. I was talking about it last night as well, looking for buy the dip opportunities, and sure enough, it was a buy the dip opportunity last night. We just started ripping higher, and look at this on the hourly chart. It's over since I was on air last night. I mean, that's what this is the hourly chart, 3, 6, 9, almost basically 10 hours in a row, just straight up, going through all-time highs. We're approaching 3,700. 3,700. That's a big round number. We are getting buyers stepping in tonight already, and take that as you will. Was today enough consolidation for the gold? Like, we had basically most of the New York session, we kind of went sideways, maybe a little bit of a pullback from 85 down to 70, if that's a pullback for you. And we are getting ready to make a run at these all-time highs. I mean, even just tonight as we're speaking, yeah, we could see where we had that pullback down here towards 70, and we are starting to break higher. What do you see on gold? Just all-time highs is difficult to trade. Close your eyes and buy it. Find pullbacks. Is there really pullback opportunities in gold if we just keep going up and up and up?
Was looking for a pullback today. Gold said no. We're just going to continue to rise. So it really is just finding a spot to buy it where you can limit your risk. And it was kind of a runaway today. I think the house account took a short, which we didn't really want to take, but the opening range trade that we take every morning broke to the downside. Didn't really like that trade. I don't think anyone on air really was comfortable being short this market, and for good reason, right? I think we see 3,700s. Coach Paul and I talked about it at the end of At the Buzzer. We might see 3,700s before, the New York session tomorrow, which is only 0.5% from where we are right now. Let's see what happens in about 7 minutes when that volume comes in for the Shanghai session. But yeah, if I look at this gold chart, I'm looking for opportunities to buy until we hit whatever that next long-term consolidation is. We were in that consolidation in gold for 6 months, and I don't think this is a move that's just going to stop after a couple of days to the upside. Are we going to see some pullbacks? For sure, but I think this market has a lot of room to the upside.
How big a pullbacks if we're going to see them? Are they going to be $5, $15? None.
Right. None. Some of what I'm looking at on the daily for some of these daily candles is, pullbacks to 50% of the range. That's kind of what we got today, right? If we look at Friday's range, we pulled back to 50%. That was 36.25. We bounced in that general area. And when we were rallying this whole time, that's kind of a general area to look at. It doesn't happen every day, but somewhere around there, where once we really started going, we didn't take out a prior day low outside of one of these days. It's how do you buy a market? How do you trade a market that's making all-time highs?
We talk about that a lot here on Top Step. To be honest, there's it seems like it's either gold or equities or some market that's hitting all-time highs. It's hard. I'm a technical trader, and when you hit all-time highs, there's no reference points, right? It's on the left. But you know what? There was something that a trader did point out, and they played out beautifully. Now, of course, with the power of hindsight, let me show you. You might recognize this, Coach Jay. Over here on this 5-minute chart, we're in this zone right here as we started breaking out, and these are all-time highs, right? These are all-time highs here on gold, that level. And you ask, how do you trade this? Well, Jay, sometimes
measure moves.
If you measure these moves, right, the rally and then the pullback, and you take that rally and you measure it, these were playing out pretty dang well. So that could be a way. Like look how accurate these can be sometimes. Like bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top. The measured moves was playing out on buying these pullbacks, and sure enough, that seems like that was the play. If you were able to capitalize on it on these pullbacks, like okay, there's about the rough estimated pullback, and there's those measured moves, and it really is kind of it's an educated guess. At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to when you're hitting all-time highs. But at least that could be a way to have some type of reference point while we're making all-time highs. But okay, we've already moved this X amount of a measured move, then we're just going to wait for a pullback. You get about a measured move pullback, then you could possibly look for an opportunity to buy it, targeting another measured move. So that might give some reference points if you're seeing a market move like that. Other than that, it's just guessing, in my opinion. And there's probably other ways I'm sure traders find with standard deviations, moving averages, Fibonacci expansions, a few different ideas. How do you do it, Jay?
Measure moves similar to what you just did there, right? Where what did the last leg look like? But I'm looking at a higher time frame, right? Like if we look at it daily, like something like this, and just looking at where does gold have the potential to go on a higher time frame, that's 340 points. That puts us right around those 3700s. And then again, on a shorter time frame, if I'm looking at a 30-minute chart or something like that, it's quick pullback opportunities and getting in long. I think the scary part sometimes is we look at how far this market has come, and we're saying, if I get in long and the market just turns around and dumps, then there's a long way down. The great thing about trading is that you can decide when you get off the ride, and you could decide how much it's going to cost you. Right? You don't have to take this entire ride down if you don't want to, and hopefully you're admitting that you're wrong about the timing on this trade if we're all the way down here and you're still long. Or in the case of most Topstep accounts, you probably don't have an account if you're holding on to a trade if gold turns around this way. But it can be a scary trade to take. No one wants to be the last buyer, but I think there's just a lot of momentum here, a lot of money coming into gold. Hoag this morning was talking about the open interest, and we added, I think he said 10,000 contracts in open interest to the upside, which means new buyers are coming into this market. The one thing I know I don't want to do is short it. I'll say that.
I've had very bad experiences trying to short all-time highs. They just more keeps coming, right? But then when you try and buy it, it's psychologically it's difficult, like you pointed out, because it just seems like there should be a pullback. There needs to be a pullback, and then a pullback doesn't happen. And when you do buy it, this is the difference. Part of the difference between trading by yourself and then trading on air is you buy an all-time high breakout, and the chat will eat you alive. Why'd you buy the highs of days? Well, it's not the high of day if it just keeps on going.
Right.
And if you sell it, then you're like, how do you sell against this momentum? It's a lose-lose situation sometimes. And so that's why you just have to continue to focus on your own trading and not think about what anybody else is doing.
We got a question here from Damon in the chat. Also, I just want to go back to the equities for a second. The equities are also coming into rollover. So with all the data that we have coming out, CPI, PPI, Fed meeting next week, we're also in rollover. So a lot of the volume stuff, I just pulled up an S&P chart on Quantower, and there's about 1,000 contracts sitting between 65.11 and 65.12.
Okay.
We are coming into rollover. So if you're a volume trader and you use, Delta and things like that, just be aware that some of that data might be skewed because of the roll.
Correct. And typically around closer to rollover, you do see a little bit more sporadic movements. Like we call them tape bombs, just a random move in the market or a big order coming in a direction that's unpredictable. And you see sometimes even a lot more sporadic movements, depending on what market you're trading. So we are at the top of the hour, Jay. All right, and you're
Yes, we
watching
are.
gold here.
Seeing anything yet?
Not seeing anything yet. Maybe look for opportunities to get long gold. Of course, we're kind of consolidating here around these
What else would
36.80s.
you do with it, right?
Yeah, yeah. What about you? You got your XFA open. How have you been trading?
Mixed results. Today was an okay day. Mixed results. Again, just trading and adjusting to not wanting to trade so aggressively. So it's been mixed. It's been mixed. I've definitely traded better in not my XFA in a personal account. So same adjustment that I think you're making here is trade well in this account, and really it's just a sizing thing. The trades have been pretty good, right ideas, just over leveraged for the account. So taking it slow.
Makes sense, man. Do you review your statistics?
Yeah, I do. Every once in a while, I do. Yeah, usually if I have more data, I think I have 3 days in this account or 4 days in this account, so I'm probably not going to review it now. Uh, you know, there's I know what I did over the past couple of days to trade poorly in this account, and it's over leverage. So I'll give it a little bit more time, just consciously trading smaller, and then see how those numbers play out.
Got it. What about reviewing some statistics on Wednesday? Are you up for that? Are you up for reviewing some trader statistics on Wednesday with me?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So you heard it. You heard it, chat. Wednesdays, we've been getting back into it every Wednesday. What we have been doing and what we're going to do is trader submissions. So audience submissions. If you trade here at Topstep, you can go over to your trader statistics, share them. And Wednesdays, Coach Jay and I, we're going to go through them. And if you would like me and Jay to review your stats together, we will do just that. We will do just that for you. I've enjoyed it. I've learned a lot. It's one of those things where you learn by teaching in a way. So it's like, okay, I know how to review stats. I've traded. I review my own stats. And maybe you're watching someone else review another person's stats. There's always good feedback or something interesting the way someone trades that you can learn from. And whether it's good or bad. I typically learn a lot more from my losses than I do my winners.
Some questions in the chat that I think we could get to while we kind of scout some trades here. One was from Damon. How do some traders make 60 to 100K a month and some are only making $50? Damon, there are traders who aren't making any money at all. But what do you think would be the difference, Dakota, between a trader who is making some pretty good money in the markets and a trader who is scratch or losing money on the month?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a loaded question, but we could try to figure it out.
It's definitely a loaded question, but it's a good question, right?
Yeah.
You could say experience, but there's a lot of traders with a lot of experience that still is not able to make that much. I think the psychological side of trading is the biggest factor when it comes to it, because at the end of the day, if you think about it, the main difference is size, right? It should be the same process. It's like, okay, I'm going to buy, and I've seen this in my own trading. For example, I had that really big options trade, and then I had a really big gold trade. And the only difference between what I'm doing on camera and what I did in that account is just size. It's the same analysis, the same technicals, what I go over every single night here in slow markets, but it's a bigger size. And psychologically, it's difficult. That was probably one of the most difficult things that I've had to deal with as a trader is dealing with bigger sizes. What about you? What do you think the difference is, Jay?
Honestly, I think it's a mindset thing. It is a mindset thing, and it is. I was re-listening to Trading in the Zone over the weekend, and while I was on a walk today, and he says in that book that every trader probably has more than enough information to make a successful trade, right? So, if you've been trading for 6 months or 6 months to a year, you probably have enough technical experience to place a winning trade. But it's about way more than that. And I think a lot of times what happens is a trader, if they experience a streak of losses, they think that they need to change something with their system. And it couldn't be further from the truth. Probably need to change something with yourself and just accept, the kind of mental space that you need to be in to see success from this. We had a trader during At the Buzzer today, and they said, hey, you know what? I've been trading really well. I've been trading for 11 months. I have a green wall on my XFA looking at the stats, but part of me feels like this isn't real. Like I shouldn't be doing this, right? And even that, right? If you feel like you're not, I don't want to, for lack of a better word, if you're not worthy of making profits from the markets, then it's going to show in the market, right? And we don't want to get too deep right now, but I think it's a real thing, right? You have to accept the fact that sometimes this feels too easy. Where it's just like, can I really make that amount of money from clicking buttons? And in reality, yes, you can. But you have to have a strong enough mindset to accept that and also allow it to happen. And then you got to have an account that can facilitate bigger trades as well, right? The trader who's making 60 to 100K is probably not doing it with a $1,000 drawdown in their account.
Interesting. I agree with you. And sometimes it looks really easy. And it's the same when you watch sports. You watch. Yep. We compare some of the greats like Michael Jordan, and anybody, Tiger Woods, any of the great athletes in sports, and they do what they do in front of everybody. And it just looks so freaking easy. And it's like that toxic trait of like, oh, I could do that. And then you go try it and realize like, okay, there's no way I'm doing that. I was wrong. That takes years and years of practice. And I said it, the more you learn, the less you know type feeling. And that's the same with trading is, in a practice account, sure, it could be extremely easy because you're just clicking buttons, buy here, sell there, very stress-free, emotionless, and I mean, pretty easy, right? And then you try and do it in like a funded account. It's very hard. You're like, okay, now you got the stress, you got the pressure, you overthink, you overdo this. And yeah, it's really the psychological aspect. It really is. The difference between making a few $100s a day and a few $1,000s a day is just an emotional barrier because the markets we trade here is so liquid. It's not going to change. You're not going to be moving these markets. You don't have to worry about liquidity or can I get my position filled or not. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. 100%. Interesting question. I haven't thought about that one too much. It's been a while, but definitely the psychological aspect of it is bigger than you might think. Bigger than you might think.
There was another question. There was another good one. I think how do you overcome hesitation when your trade setup happens? If your trade setup presents itself, how do you make sure you're clicking the button when it presents itself?
Practice, man. Practice. How do you ask Kobe? Kobe Bryant was the best at this. where he says, I don't trust anybody else to take a game-winning shot because they didn't practice it enough, or they didn't practice it like I did. I'm the only one that's prepared. And it's the same thing. You practice it enough, you have enough, trust in your system, and when the setup occurs, you just execute. You don't think about it. You don't think twice. You execute. You follow that process, and then after the fact, you could go through and judge it and say, okay, was this how did it work out, right? Did I follow my system? Did I make money? Did I lose money? And only after should you be able to fairly judge it. What about you?
Yeah, same thing, right? It's having a checklist for what you're looking for. If it's 3 or 4 things, it shouldn't be more than that, right? If I'm like a pilot getting ready for takeoff and I'm checking 27 things before I place a trade, then it's probably going to leave before I have the opportunity to get into it. But 3 or 4 things, and then click the button. Accept the risk before, right? Define the risk before, which makes it a lot easier. And then just, okay, hey, this set up, click the button and go from there. You might learn something while you learn something new, or the market might present some different information when you're in the trade. But if it looks like an entry signal that you've measured before, just click the button.
Just click the button. Just not, what do they call it? Trades carefree and not careless, because you can't be so hesitant. And that's such a good question too, because you kind of think about that. You're trading, you're watching this market, you're a little bit fearful of getting in, and then maybe you decide not to get in, and the market just goes in your favor. And we do it all the time. On air, we call out some really amazing trades, and then we just, we're either too distracted, busy doing something else, we don't take it ourselves. It's like, man, really good at calling out these trades, but haven't taken them. And sometimes it's just, hey, we just don't overthink it. Don't think it. Execute and let it play out. In the zone. Click. All right. Let me get to this last one. I'm going to go ahead and get some music going, Jay. Let me know. Are you seeing any opportunities in these gold? I see gold pulled back a little bit. Maybe was that a dip to buy? While you do that, I'm going to get some music going. And if we have time, maybe we could review some trader statistics. So let me get this music going, and then maybe we can talk about some trader stats.
It did pull back to 36.76, which was VWAP, and it looks like we bounced off of there. So maybe that was the dip. Is that all the dip we get in gold? That could have been it, Dakota.
The way the gold's acting, maybe.
Could have been it.
Well, there's plenty of days where, like the NASDAQ pulls back 10 points and it keeps hitting all-time highs, and then pulls back 10 points and keeps hitting all-time highs, and then you're stuck in this cycle of, man, we're just waiting. It's got to be a deeper pullback than that. I'm waiting for it to pull back a little more, and then just keeps going, and the next thing you know, we're at like 3,700, and that was the biggest pullback that we got. So
77.40 is settlement in gold. It was a pretty nice spot to buy today. We bounced off a settlement a couple of times this morning before we took off. So 77.4.
37.4
is the price there.
Yeah, I'm watching gold too. It's like I want to get in long for a breakthrough all-time highs, because I'd love to have a runner as we hit all-time highs in gold if we can. That's probably one of the best feelings of trading is, being in a good position, having a runner as we hit all-time highs.
May have been it.
May have. We're pushing. We got down to those 77s and we bounced right up.
That might have been it. How do you avoid hesitation when getting into a trade? You're watching the market when it executes your setup. So now here's what I'd be asking myself, right?
Okay.
How much room do I think is in this move, and is it worth it to still take it?
Yeah, let's hear it. My stop loss would be at like 76. Is this worth it still for you, Jay? What?
I mean, if gold is going where I think it's going, yes, it is.
Where do you think gold's going?
3,700s.
Okay.
Well, I mean, minimally, we have to take out the Friday's high, right? Or yesterday's high. So 85 would be the first target. And then up there, if we find some buying above that 85, then yeah, 3,700 is the target.
Yeah. I need it. For me, it's like, I think from the risk aspect, right? Where's the risk? Is this a good, and you know what? I'm going to be honest. I still like it because that low we just put in the last 5 minutes, it's 36.76. That gives a good spot for managing risk. And it just matters, where's your profit target? And it might be the big thing of size down and wide stop loss. I know Doom has done pretty well on that, was trading smaller size like micros and allowing a lot more room for these markets for the movements. Talking about hesitating while hesitating. Come on, Mark Trader.
Of course, of course they were going to say it. I'll be honest, that's not really a trade that I have in the setup that I'm looking to take right now. There are very clear rules for trades that I'm looking to take in this XFA, and that wasn't one of them. There have been a bunch of trades. I called one out yesterday with Anne-Marie doing the market kickoff. And I said, hey, the S&P looks like it's range bound. It's a great buy from this area. It's a great trade. Sometimes I'm going to give out information, but I may not take that trade. This one is not an A+ setup for me. Sometimes as a hitter, you take a fastball right down the middle. You just watch it.
It's
not my pitch. Not my pitch. So if you guys see the setup, take it. But that one is not for me.
That would be a hard one, though. That'd be like watching someone just dunk on top of you, posterize you. Like that one's just a business decision. Step out of the way.
Right.
Oh, man.
Right out of the way.
I'd like to see more consolidation here, to be honest. Like 16 minutes past the top of the hour. I do like the longs. And you know what? If this is just one of those where we just go through and start hitting all-time highs, we're pretty dang good at talking out trades, Coach Jay. We are the best at it.
Absolutely.
And there's our risk disclosure. Who's in long chat? Chat, is anybody long gold?
Someone took it.
There's somebody in here long gold. Let's sound off. Sound off. Me, long gold, W. Look at all these traders. Look at all these traders. Well, if you're long gold, let's do it. Let's do hashtag slow markets. I got a couple of them. Let's see. Do a hashtag slow markets. Tag me in it. I want to see your entries. Let's see some good gold trades right there. Someone says short gold. Short gold paid for 5 minutes. And we're right back up to these 81s. Shorting gold is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. That is for sure.
There it goes, though.
If it goes. Hashtag slow markets, David. Hashtag slow markets. If we go, 3,700 is not far off.
No, it's not.
I know Aaron, that hosts the London Open, he's an amazing gold trader, and he's been loving this volatility, I believe. Also had some good reads, but my stop loss was too close for it. Stop loss is a better entry, or just, smaller size, wider stops. Smaller size, wider stops. That's a big recommendation I have for newer traders. It's if you're struggling with stop losses, size down, widen the stop a bit, allow yourself more room to be right, allow yourself more room for the market to move. We're getting ready to push session highs here.
It's going. It is going.
trade micros and dial down the process. Yes. Micros are amazing. Don't let social media peer pressure you into trading bigger. That's not what it's about. We talk about psychology. We talk about making the big dollars. The main difference is exactly that. It's process over profits. If you could make X amount of points or ticks in trading one micro, you can do the same thing trading a mini. And there we go to session highs. All right.
Is in a second here?
I am in long gold, Jay.
All right.
I am gonna trust the process. I do not like it enough for, say, I'm gonna take this in the XFA, but because I have also been trying to pass combines on the side, so we'll see how this one is. We'll see how this one is.
Right.
Yep. Because here's my XFA, and then I'm taking this slow. I've been trading so much slower. I've enjoyed it. Slow and steady. We're going to see if we could break through all-time highs. And while we do that, here's the hashtag slow markets. Day trailing, not too shabby for a Monday night. There is somebody for a long gold, it looks like. Good trade. It looks like profit target was hit. Great trade. See, you tag me. You do hashtag slow markets and tag me. You get the credit. I love seeing that. For how long are you guys teaching? Coach Jay runs at the buzzer every day after the market close, correct?
Every day. Yep.
Yep. And I run slow markets Sunday through Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central. And I've been here teaching at Topstep for 2 years now. What about you, Jay?
Air horns and gold. There it is. New all-time highs.
There it is. Air horns and gold. Hey, I'm long gold as we make all-time highs. So,
good trade, Dakota.
Yeah.
Good, no hesitation on that.
No, I decided I needed to get. It was one of those, just practice what I preach, and that's why I have a trading combine. So it's like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to take this in my XFA. I'll go ahead and do it in a combine because I'm still trying to pass to get back to 5 XFAs, and leaving this runner on as we continue to push. Hey, there's someone else in long gold right here. The trader, long gold. Everyone long gold is, they're getting paid. They're getting paid. Now the question is, how high do we go? Because
we saw some stops go off up there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, 3,700 is not very far away. We're 15
No,
bucks,
it's not.
$15, and this little run that we're on now is that's $10. That's a $10 move in the last 15 minutes, and let's see if we get that continuation.
Did you get him?
I got in at 80.7. 80.7.
Great.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to passing this combine as well. We'll see. I'm not thinking about passing this combine. This is just risk 230. My risk was down here after this pivot 430, and I'm tightening it up. I know I need to get over to that 100 tick chart so I could trail this. See if we have a good point to trail it.
Gandhi says, NQ holding hourly lows. I'm trading the wrong thing. Yeah, I mean, we could see it here, right? So Dakota, well, I'll ask you, manage this trade, but you trade the NASDAQ and you trade gold. A lot of times I think traders just default to one market. And they say, oh, I watch the NASDAQ. But sometimes the NASDAQ isn't presenting great trades. How do you decide when to not look at the NASDAQ and then go over to gold? When do you make that decision?
That is one of the toughest decisions, right? It's the grass is greener on the other side. You go over to the other side and you get beat up.
Yep.
And there's been plenty of times where I've said the same thing. I'm like, man, I'm over here trading gold and the NASDAQ's pumping 100 points or moving. and vice versa. Sometimes it's what it seems like a lot of the time. Coach Hoop watches a ton of markets. Traders watch a ton of markets. I'm a big fan of, watching less markets. If you're new to trading, I prefer somebody to get used to just one or two different instruments, get used to them. You can watch them both, and then when one sets up, you trade it. Sometimes they're not going to set up. Sometimes they'll both set up. Sometimes one will set up and not the other. But understanding the volatility, understanding each of these markets will help you, because NASDAQ has its own characteristics. Gold has its own characteristics. There's a reason why I'm watching gold at this time, is because we typically see a spike in volatility during slow markets right at 8 p.m. Central, and was watching it at that time. So not only do you have to understand the markets, you got to understand when you should be watching for opportunities, right? And it's like, okay, they're typically an opportunity around this time. It's not all the time, sometimes. Same with the NASDAQ, same with other markets. Knowing when to be looking for that opportunity, not just looking all day. If you sit here and stare at the charts all day, it'll drive you crazy. But
You make something up.
Yeah, there's time frames where you should be watching for opportunities in these markets. I don't like that we rejected that much though, Jay. I don't like that we broke those all-time highs and we just rejected so much on this 5-minute chart. That's one big wick from 87 all the way back down. We'll see. We'll see if this was resistance and if it holds as support. I would like, if we do start to bounce, this would be my new pivot to move my stop loss.
And you're long from 80.70?
Correct. Yep. 80.70. 80.7, yes.
Yeah, I don't. The way that volume kind of traded up there, where it looked like some stops definitely went off. I wouldn't be surprised at a little bit more of a pullback, maybe even just back down into these 80s. Yeah, that was a pretty strong rejection up there.
That was. Gold can reject pretty hard too. I mean, you've seen what happened this morning on gold, where we back here where we hit these 80s, and then that was a massive sell-off. We could see the same thing happening here. I'm at a good location, risking 250, so I'm not too worried about it. But just understanding, usually, this is kind of what happens, right, Jay? I'm finally in a long while we hit all-time highs, and then we get a rejection. Sometimes when I'm sitting here watching, waiting to get long, and we hit all-time highs, it just goes. And it doesn't even pull back at all.
Yeah. I'm looking for a spot to maybe buy the NASDAQ, but it's lower, 775.
All right. I'll just continue to watch gold. If I'm not in long, I would be looking for a long in this area anyway.
This is holding up pretty nice here.
NASDAQ or what?
No, gold.
Gold. Okay. Yeah, this is where we were rejecting these 81s, 82s. This was resistance. Will resistance become support? So far, yes. So let's see if we could push back up. Nice clean price action maybe. Someone says, look at that measured move down again on the 100 tick. Looks good still to me. Are you referring to this one where you measured this pullback and then you measure that pullback? Oh man, yeah. Good shout out on that one. Oh. Yeah, that's a pretty good shout out. If you're a measured move trader, right? That little sell off and then that sell off. If this plays out well and we push back up to all-time highs, I mean, that's a good example of measured moves. There's a good example.
DBA concepts.
DBA concepts. You heard it here first. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. If you were able to buy it off that, then heck yeah, you don't need any in-depth concepts. Something simple. That goes back to what we were saying, Jay, is like, it might look simple, but how much time in these markets and experience you need to identify something like that. And then not only identify it, execute, place the trade, manage the risk, and everything in between. But I mean, picture perfect right there. Screenshot that.
Like it wants to go. It held up pretty nicely there.
Yeah, look at here's another trader too. Mr. Moon, long gold, new all-time highs. Man, look at these traders. I'm nailing the bottom of that pullback. 677, getting great entries. Mr. Moon, gold to the moon. I can tell you what. This is a fact. I am not the best trader out here. I am not the best trader. There's some amazing traders that just taking some great trades.
We really see them. I mean, we see them on Topstep TV all the time. You know, watching Braden trade on Topstep TV, watching Chike trade on Topstep TV, Mandy. You know, just in our community, there's a bunch of great traders. Does that mean they get their trades right every single time? No, of course not.
Never.
Yeah, we see a ton of them. Shout out to Doom, who's been on air a ton recently.
He has, and he enjoys it, man. He doesn't seem stressed. He's just relaxed, trading small, not too stressed out or worried, having a good time. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
So now that we made that pivot at that measured move, DBA concepts, love it. I can tighten my stop loss up. Tighten my stop loss just below that pivot. If we break this pivot, I don't want to be in it. I can technically move my stop to break even. That's basically where it's at, yeah, but I risk 40 bucks. We'll see if we can make another one or get back up to those all-time highs. Done great since Wednesday of last week until this morning and tonight. Caught some revenge trades and slowing down. His palms are growing.
The market's selling off. Micro Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Eric counts 6 points on the push.
Vincent says, I don't know how you don't aggressively trail that profit. I see $400 to $500. I start getting itchy. I mean, Vincent, I think that's just more of a, and this is, you know, not anything against you. It's just more of a indicator of where you are in your trading, where that $400 or $500 P&L swing might seem like a lot, and that's okay, right? To be there. What I would say is, if that's the case, then you probably shouldn't be losing much more than that either, right? Than $400 to $500.
Yeah, so, you'd size down, right?
Yeah.
If this was one micro, would you feel the same? And typically the answer would be no. And so if you're thinking of it as in terms of dollar amounts, sure, I understand that. I get it. You know, $300 or $400 is a lot. But then if you think of this as like just a process, if this is one micro and you're not looking at the dollar amount, then this is the process that I would follow no matter what.
Yeah.
And there's no right or wrong way. If you want to trail it more aggressive and that's your process, then sometimes that might be even better, right? Because if you were trailing this aggressively and you were able to close it out sooner, and if this market does turn around and sell off, and I take a $40 loss, but then a more aggressive trailing stop would have locked in $300, then technically that was a better process for this specific trade setup. Now, different processes and different ways to trade are going to be more optimal on different trade setups. There's no best one, right? Because then there's ones where if this does take off and it stops out the aggressive trailing stop, but then it keeps going, and the more loose one. I did an experiment last year where I was trading gold in a demo account, and I was testing out a very aggressive stop, and I was testing out a very loose stop, and I was comparing the two, and each one had different results depending on the market condition. So Sometimes the aggressive one would perform better. Sometimes the least aggressive one would perform better, and vice versa. It's a balance. There's a give and take with everything in these markets. I like this process. I know having a loose stop, like I said, sometimes it's better to size down and have a wider stop than to, be too aggressive with your stops, because biggest thing I hate in these markets, and I know most of the traders in here it's been there, done that, when the market stops you out and then it just continues to go the direction that you predicted. Now I might move my stop below this pivot we kind of just made. If we do break out to new session highs, new all-time highs, then this could definitely be a pivot I'll move my stop loss to. This 83, my stop loss would be more at like a 82.2 level. But we need to break through to all-time highs. We're kind of just hovering around this 84. And I might decide, depending on the price action, just to close it out. But we're kind of going sideways. And this is right at the high from today, right? This is hanging around these all-time highs. Tom says too many times. Too many times, yes. Spencer J, told you boys, we are headed to value area low on the NASDAQ. All right.
Jimmy Trades had a question in the chat about volume. Jimmy, I'm going to send you a link to a video. It's a 2-hour-long class, but it explains exactly what I'm looking at in volume in that session. But basically, I'm looking for, and part of the reason I didn't take this gold trade is because of the volume not trading here. Like I said, it could be one that sets up, but I want to base my trades around a certain amount of volume. This one is going to play out for Dakota right now. I think Dakota, we probably do go see 3700s.
Let's get these air horns. Air horns ready. I don't have my. I need to get my dang stream deck set up. Let me get the. I got to get my air horn set up. Do I have time? What's that?
Just buy it. Just buy it. Buy more.
Buy it.
Doesn't matter the price. Just keep buying.
Yeah, if it keeps going up. All right, let's see if I can get this air horn sound effect. I think this is it. I don't know. This might be that. Maybe this one's. This got to be it. Well, ready? We'll see. We'll see if I have time to get it set up, and we're almost there. See, now I'll move my stop loss. I'll move my stop loss up. That was the pivot. Locked in 200 bucks. Okay, I got the air horn ready, Jay. If we could hit there. I don't want to play it now because then I'll jinx it.
No, you can't preempt it an air horn.
No. Let's get there though.
I'm sharing that video in the chat in a second, guys. Let me just get the right link. And again, this is just how I look at the markets, how I use volume. If you're not a volume trader, I would not even suggest watching the video.
All right.
I just sent that in the chat.
All right, we're starting to sell off a little bit. This might stop me out now. We rejected those 86s again.
Yeah, we did. Did you go to 83s?
I got 82.7 for my stop loss. What's that?
I said it's a good trade either way, right? You're managing what the market's presenting to you in real time. Right? Yeah. Could we want this to go to 3700s? We could, but is this a slow markets trade that you're willing to hold on to? And
no, this is just this one. If I wanted to hold on to it, my stop loss would still be down quite a ways. This is more of a scalp. This is a shorter term trade here, and I don't mind. I mean, this is risk free, up 200 bucks no matter what. It's always sucks if it does stop you out and then it turns around and starts making all-time highs. But hey, I positioned myself into a good position. I like this. We technically hit all-time highs while I was in the long. Okay, that's satisfying enough for me.
Right.
Plus, I'm up $2,500 on this account already, so no complaints here.
What were the other trades you took?
It was long gold earlier, from before,
Nice.
right before I got on air. It was just, yeah,
Nice, nice.
long gold.
Spencer J says, should I take a 30K payout for my 30th birthday?
Hey,
Yeah, I think that'd be a good time to do it.
that,
A great,
yeah,
great way to celebrate 30.
yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
why not?
That'd be cool. As long as it doesn't change the way you trade, right?
Right.
Hey, look, my stop loss was in the right spot. That feels good so far.
Great management.
Wow.
Like I said, I think this one is going to work. I think it's going to work. Does it matter what I think? Does the market care what I think? Probably not.
No,
But
I do though, Jay.
it looks pretty good.
Yeah, how about that for a stop loss location? All right, I got the air horn ready. Come on, it's all. Let's see it. 87.0. 87 evens. Oh, almost. It's at the ask. It's teasing me. Yeah, that's.
Is that an equal high? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was an equal high. It was. No air horn yet, chat. We hit
There's no
an
size.
equal
There's
high.
15 contracts there. Somebody's going to come in and buy them.
Yeah, there it is. We hit that equal high right at 80, right at 87.
Jessica, this is gold we're looking at.
Yep. We're trading the gold. And it is teasing us with an all-time high. It knows. It knows my finger and is on the air horn. Wow.
To the tick.
To the tick. It touched.
Right in the tick.
Right.
Look at that.
We got this. We got this. We're getting back up there. We're getting up there again. Oh man, slow markets is still fun. It could be slow, but hey, see these opportunities. There's opportunity here. Right in the tick. Yeah, it's right in the kisser.
Wants to know what is an air horn? Air horn is what we do to celebrate new all-time highs in a market. Gold was just a tick off the all-time high there. 36.87 evens is the new all-time high in gold futures. So every tick above that is a new all-time high.
Yep, exactly. It's also it's a can of air, and it makes a very loud noise. You know what, Jay? You know what we need to celebrate? We need to
What's
celebrate
that?
the fact that your video quality has withheld this entire slow market session.
We're a little more than halfway through. We got 15 minutes left. Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good.
Is this the first session that you've stayed high resolution during the whole entire slow markets?
Good question. That's a good question. I think somebody has to review the tape. The chat definitely knows. We have not seen 8-bit J comments in the chat, so I think so.
That is historical. That is more historical than this gold getting to all-time highs. Jay's bit rate hit all-time high, new all-time high. That's for sure. I cranked it up on my end. It's like maxed out. That anything that I receive is being pumped out to the YouTube. And historical, not hysterical. Nope. Come on, gold.
Miss 8-bit J. We might have to bring it back just for
Every once
nostalgia
in a while,
purposes.
just
Right.
yeah. Why not? Why not?
Stream from a potato every once in a while.
Yeah, maybe. How's the weather in New York, by the way?
It was nice today. It was nice out today. It was in the 80s. It's been pretty good. It feels like it's getting ready to get cold though. Like fall is maybe a week away. It feels like right now, but
maybe I come to New York and bring the fall. I'll bring the cold weather.
No, don't do that.
I'll bring the cold weather.
We try to hold off as long as possible.
Yeah.
Try to hold off as long as possible.
Not Utah, man. Us Utah people, we love. It's like, you want snow, bring it.
Is it cold there already?
No. I was like starting to get down into the mid 80s, lower 80s, upper 70s. So perfect. Favorite time of year. We're seeing this volatility in the market start to pick up, and things couldn't get better, honestly. Other than gold hitting all-time highs, come on, we just,
seriously. What was that?
Ticked 87.0, and we're starting to sell off again.
What was that? Where are all these buyers?
What happened? What happened? We had the air horn pulled up. As soon as I pulled the air horn up, we did not even. We could have at least ticked it. Someone says leaves are changing. Leaves are changing colors. Market's rolling over. Falls in there.
Leaves changing colors right now. I was just up at my parents' house and trying to think where they are. The leaves do change a little bit earlier than closer to the city, but
we got
interesting.
15 more minutes here. We're watching gold dry, paint dry. We're going for it. Talk about a true slow market trade. Okay, come on, buyers. Let's make this run again. See how buyers kind of stepped in right there at those 84s? And we're right back up to 85.5, maybe 86. Let's see if they can get excited to push through these all-time highs now. Let's go. As Andre said, oh, what a major rally. What a major rally here. We could zoom in and make it look more of a rally. I think we could do it now. I think we can. This is looking more promising. We're getting a lot more momentum.
This looks good, man. This is holding up. Where those stops went off when we first made the all-time high, that range was 84.30 up to 86.60. Yeah. And you can see we're kind of holding those 84. So yeah, this looks great.
Let's do it. Someone says, I heard 300 likes on the stream would get gold to 3,700. Quinn, is that right? If we could get to 300 likes, will gold hit all-time highs? I can't make that promise, but we could test it. We could try it. Hurry up,
so
chat.
Here's the thing. Under 300 likes has not helped us make all-time highs, right? So if we're doing like a science experiment, what is the variable that needs to change? We need more likes.
That's one variable. Yeah, we could eliminate that variable. And if not, we could test 600 likes. And we could just keep testing it until it works.
How many likes does it take to get to an all-time high in gold?
All right, we're getting close.
1.
I need to like the stream. There's 2.
I didn't like it either. There we go.
There's 3. We're at 3 likes. Oh, gold, I know you want to. 86.7, 86.8.
Who in the chat can tell me what commercial I just quoted or paraphrased? I'm wondering if anyone got that reference.
Oh yeah. Tootsie Pops.
Yep.
There's Tootsie Pops and the owl. Yeah.
There we go. Maybe somebody caught it. Never sure.
1, 2,
2, 3.
How many licks does he do till he bites it? Is it 3?
Yeah, 3.
All right. Well, this is gold attempt number 3. Come on. 86.9. There we go.
There it is.
There's the air horn. There's the air horn. And again. And again. We gotta do it again. Now there's the break we wanted. That was worth the wait. That was worth the wait, chat. Session highs, all-time highs. I'm long and strong. Let's just keep going. Now we could just rally. Now we are clear. We've cleared through this level. We ran stops, ran through liquidity. Now let's just see gold run. that is
Take off.
what we are in this. Who's in long still with me, chat? With our Top Step risk disclosure in the YouTube chat. Make sure we're always talking about that one.
Nice trade here. Nice hold. Great risk management, right? You could have taken that off where it looked like maybe it had the potential to turn around. But one of the things Andre said in fast markets that kind of sticks with me: if you wouldn't short there, why get out of the trade?
Exactly.
Right? If you think about it objectively, right, what you're saying is, I want to sell here. Now, selling to open a position and selling to close a position, that tells you what side of the market that you're on. But if you wouldn't short there, is that a good spot to sell? And it wasn't. So nice hold on that trade, Dakota.
Ooh, yeah, that's why I don't. There's a good example of not having too tight of a stop, right? Because it came really close. There's process over profits. Let's see if we'd hold. We're holding above all-time highs. These 87.070 and or 870s, and let's see if we could get further momentum. That's the question. Do we hit all-time highs and just kind of chop around, or are we going to find some momentum now that we are clearing? Because I could now say this is like we closed above it on the 5-minute. We're holding above it, and let's just keep it up. If not, then I might decide to just get out because there's not enough momentum. And I'll just continue to trail this. Well, we hit it.
You still, yeah, we hit it and rejected. My AirPods just connected. I need to disconnect those. Wow, yeah, what a rejection. But there's no real selling coming into this market.
Yeah,
it's like quick profit taking it looks like quick profit taking from traders that are long, and we continue higher. Now, we still need to attract new buyers, obviously, because we're at all-time highs, but selling is going to happen. But is it the kind of selling that's going to turn this move around? Probably not. So, manage it how you see fit, but this is great trade.
Yep. It's volatile. I'm going to continue to trail this one up, to be honest. If we get back up to this session highs or all-time highs, I'll just move my stop loss up to 36.85 evens and just trail this until it wants to just reverse. I don't mind. What's the worst that happen? I make $200. I like to watch Walking on a Treadmill, Game Boy. Tommy. It's not too bad. As a trader, sometimes we need to just get up off the chair and stretch out a little bit. That's not too bad. Get your workout while watching TopstepTV. 8 more minutes. Any last thing you want to be going over, Coach Jay, or you see? I'm not seeing enough momentum on this gold long to get me excited. We've hit all-time highs twice while I've been in this long, and we're not seeing the typical momentum where we just break out and rally.
Outside of that, the equities are pretty range bound. NASDAQ came down to, I was looking for 775s for a long, didn't get there. But I do like the longs in the NASDAQ back up to 830s. Potentially, there is some size sitting up there at 830s. So no trade there. I am also looking, just micro Bitcoin might be in a good spot to look for some longs here as well.
Micro
back
Bitcoin.
Up to the high of that range.
Okay. Do you trade micro Bitcoin often?
Not a whole lot, but I pulled up the chart and it's in an interesting spot. So for maybe a little bit of a range trade here, could be a decent opportunity. So I may put this one on.
And the Bitcoin.
Yep.
So what has been your...
I'm trying to get this air horn ready again. Because we're marching right back up there, and that gave me a pivot to move my stop loss. So let's see if we could get this air horn ready, because we are marching right back up there. Right when you think you're out, pulls you back in. Let's see if we get these all-time highs. One more time before we end slow markets. Come on, I got this air horn ready. one more time. Locked in 420 for the profit. And while we're waiting, I'm going to run through a couple hashtag slow markets. Strategies, RLTW strategies. Starting my cushion for tomorrow's market open. Getting ready. Coach Dakota slow markets is about to start. So, man, on a great streak. $10,000 in this XFA. Man, that's a beautiful thing. Great work. Great trading. 22 grand, it looks like, is the balance. That's what it's about. Love it.
Great trading. $10,000 in that XFA.
Yes, it is.
Pay yourself. Pay the trader.
Not all in one day either.
It's good to see. Good to see.
Yeah. Just locked in 420. Yeah. No, I like this position. Just waiting for more areas to move my stop, and I might just let this one play out, to be honest. I might let this one just go if it wants to.
Disagree with that, right? As anything above 84 still looks like a buy here.
Yeah, I mean, buyers, every little pullback right here for the last 30 minutes, buyers just stepped in pretty aggressively, right? Even though we are selling off when we tick highs. I mean, look at these buyers. Like, that's pretty aggressive to me. Like, this is, and look what it's doing right now. Like, looks like we're going to pull back, and then boom, up a dollar. And it's aggressive. Volatile, aggressive. Let's see if we can do it in the last 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. Connell says, I'm in Dublin. Deacons Unite. Connell, Dublin, Ireland, right?
Yeah.
Do you want...
I think that's right.
Do you want McGregor for president? Did you see? I think I seen Conor McGregor post some campaign ad for him wanting to be president.
Yeah.
So I'm curious on... And no.
McGregor says no.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me with that opinion.
You know, a president that can fight might not be too bad, right?
Nah, fighting, having too many blows to the head are two different things, man. All right, this one might, you know, I said this before. It's looking like it's going to stop me out. And then we bounce to session highs.
If gold doesn't close, I'm looking at 3-minute candles. If it doesn't close a 3-minute candle below 84, I think we see 3,700 before it stops you out.
All right. I mean, I've said it like it seems like it 2 or 3 times tonight where I'm like, yeah, this is going to stop me out. But then I get proven wrong, which is okay because my stop loss has been a great location 4 or 5 times. And that's why I love the 100-tick chart sometimes. Gold is, I'm not going to say better than the NASDAQ, but gold can hold these levels a lot better than the NASDAQ holds levels. Because I know that if this was a NASDAQ, it would have wicked me out 3 or 4 times by now.
Would you maybe, try to convince you to go short instead? Would have done a lot. Gotta love the NASDAQ.
Mark Trader, Dakota, did you have a mullet? No, I've not had a mullet.
It's an interesting question.
Very random. Very random. Interesting. I've had a little bit longer hair. Nothing crazy. Nothing that's longer than like 1.5 inches. All right, gold. We've been hovering around these 86s for almost 30 minutes. Don't do it. I don't know. Sometimes I get some of the questions in the chat here at Slow Markets. It's night. It's never boring.
Yeah, I like anytime I see a question like that, it's just hilarious. Like, why? Where did that come from?
I just wonder what goes through some traders' heads. Look, it didn't stop me out, and here we go. Let's see if we can make a run to these highs again.
telling you, man. Above 84, this looks pretty good. And the reason I'm saying that, there was that volume that traded there above the high. 525 contracts traded in the second in gold. The range was 84.30 up to 86.60. And we've held pretty much in that range since then. So
Oof.
those buyers keep stepping in. This is going to continue to go higher.
Let's see it. I mean, it's came within a few ticks a couple times of stopping me out. And we
not
are
a ton of size to the upside. There's 18 contracts at 88 even. Outside of that, it's not a ton of size. So let's see. 33 at 88.80.
All right, let's see. Let's see if we get this one. Process over profits, chat. You guys are seeing this live on air. Like, how many times emotionally would you be tempted to just close it out or get stopped out with too tight a stop? I know I was there like 4 or 5 times, but yet here we are, just so close. Second air horn? I don't know. I got my finger on the trigger, on the button, the air horn. We'll see. We're hanging out at these 87s, 86. And we are, I think we're there, man. I think this is where we're gonna end it. Let's just wait one more minute if you don't mind. Let's see if
we
get
let's watch
one more air horn. I don't want to leave it without seeing a conclusion. We might see a conclusion within the next couple minutes before we end the stream.
What is the high of this price? 87, 86.60. Yeah. Bruno says we need more likes. The 300 likes did it the last time. How many do we need now, Bruno?
300 more. Come on. That's
300 more.
That's the going rate for an all-time.
What are we at right now?
Gold. Yeah. Every 300 likes, we hit an all-time high. So we got to 300. If we get to 600.
No, set the number 500. Let's see if we get to 500 likes. Does that bring gold to a new all-time high? See who's actually watching the chat. If Goldman's actually watching. Do they just start buying gold when we get to 500? It's a science experiment. Do it for science, chat. Do it for science.
Test number 2. Test number 2. It worked the first time. We gotta verify the data. We gotta verify it. Did we ever get to see Dakota's boxing video? Hey, I shared it on Instagram. My Instagram's pinned to the top of the chat, so I shared it. You gotta see me spar. Do a little bit of sparring. Yeah, I messed up my shoulder though. Messed it up a little bit. You can see I have, I probably can't show it much, but I have my shoulder all taped up with, man, going through a little bit of rehab.
Thing is holding up. You got your shoulder taped?
Yeah, doing some rehab on it. Oh, here we go. Let's see it.
Are we at 500? I see 420.
We see 4. That's my stop loss.
420 likes. We're stuck here. Is 420 the number that gets us higher?
Let's see. Yeah, it is, Jay. It is in all of the sense. That stop loss is a work of effing art. Yeah, hey, I know a thing or two sometimes. Sometimes it works out. Technicals can be a thing of beauty. All right, gold. 88.6. 88.6. Let's see it. Here, got my finger on the air horn.
We said we needed 500, chat. Let's see. We stopped dead at 420.
Yeah, don't
428
finish.
now.
You got to keep liking it up. We got to get to those 500s. 500 likes. And let's see if we get all-time highs here. There you go.
That was it?
Yeah. Yep. Even if it's just a tick. Even if it's just one tick. Worth it.
88.80 new all-time highs in gold. We're watching history in real time.
Do we need to make a recording video like that guy on Bitcoin? For gold? Okay, I'm out. I'm gonna flatten there. We just didn't break with any momentum. I'm flat. Not too bad. Not too bad. Thanks, Jay. Staying after chat. A few minutes after, we got to watch all-time highs right at the end. Even though it was just a tick or two, it was worth it. Any last thing you want to add?
Pretty well manage your risk, as we see tonight. We could just be hanging out, talking markets, and then a trade sets up, and you execute it, you take it. That is probably what trading should look like more often than it doesn't. If you feel like you're in a fight for your life to try to pull money out of the market's probably going to win. So follow Dakota's lead there on that trade. Great trade. A ton of opportunity left in the week, and make sure you're there to take advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly. I will be on tomorrow morning. I am on tomorrow morning for Fast Markets with Doom. Coach Jay, me and you are going to be trading tomorrow, 11:15 a.m. for a trade with Topstep. So
nice.
Yeah, maybe there's going to be some few setups. If not, we're going to be hanging out with Mandy. Mandy's a local here as well in Salt Lake. And so if there's no trade setups, we can definitely talk about this market. I can imagine us. We always have fun. We always have fun on air together, regardless of what the market's doing. So just tune in. Always dropping gems, answering questions, and always excited to be on with you, Coach Jay. It's been a pleasure. Wednesday, me and you'll review some trader statistics. It's not a roast session. I see some traders a little hesitant sharing their stats. You don't have to. We won't roast anybody. We'll just talk, give hopefully some constructive feedback, and if there's any questions that you have about your stats, maybe we could help you along the way. So other than that, I'll see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. If not, around lunchtime with you, Jay. If not that, slow markets tomorrow. So take care, everybody, and I will see you then.